While I did receive all of these ornaments as a child, I no longer have my childhood ornaments. Hello fellow Aussians, and welcome to the channel. It's the most wonderful time to talk about Wizard of Oz ornaments. This is the third video now, going in chronological order of all of the releases of the Wizard of Oz Hallmark ornaments. If you have missed the previous two, I'll have those linked down below. And now we will continue where I left off in the previous video, starting with the ornaments made in 1997. This is the first year that Hallmark released miniature ornaments. This is the set King of the Forest, and features 4 little miniature ornaments. And just like all of the previous ornaments that we looked at, these have the exact same detail that those earlier ornaments have, just in a very, very small scale. The sculpting is really good on these, as well as the paint job. One of the things that I really like about this little set of ornaments is that you could, of course, hang them on your Christmas tree, and you could also have them set up on a little table display for maybe a Wizard of Oz little Christmas scene. And our next ornament is the first release of Miss Gulch. And here she is in all of her glory. She's actually one of the biggest ornaments that we've seen so far in the Hallmark collection, starting from the beginning, I should say. She's also one of the cooler ones in that her wheels actually spin. Now, Miss Gulch and the King of the Forest ornaments were some of the earliest Hallmark Wizard of Oz ornaments that I ever got. And my original Miss Gulch, well, let's just say that since these wheels could actually spin, she was played with. I mean, like, it's just too darn stinking cool, the fact that her wheels actually move. So, this does lead into the next part of Miss Gulch, and that condition issues is definitely a reoccurring thing that happens with this particular ornament. I have had 3 of these in my lifetime as a collector, and this is the first one that didn't have any issues at all. It seems that her really complicated design just leads to a lot of different things potentially breaking. I have noticed other people having the same problem with the wheels, of course, breaking at some point. Mine did. This particular front section I completely broke off from having her ride on the floor. I've also noticed other ones where her foot pedals are completely broken off or missing altogether. So those are definitely some things to be looking out for when you are looking to purchase the Miss Gulch ornament from Hallmark, is that check the bike to make sure that everything is actually there. But besides that, she is a very wonderful ornament. The other thing that I would say about her versus the other one that we talked about is that since those wheels do turn, she really can't sit on a table by herself because she's just gonna fall off. There's no way that she's going to, because those wheels move. So the only way to really display this ornament is to have an ornament stand or on a Christmas tree. And that was all of the ornaments that Hallmark released in 1997. In 1998, they also only released 2 different sets of ornaments. And the first one is the Munchkin Mayor and Coronor. And these start a series of ornaments that all correlate with each other. This is another thing that I really like about the Hallmark ornaments, is that they are always interested in either creating a set over multiple years or creating a scene with different ornaments, which we had not seen ever before up until this point with Wizard of Oz ornaments. Most sets or things were just sold together in, one boxed version before this time. So there wasn't any sort of foresight into we're going to be doing this kind of thing. So Hallmark was the first to do that. And these guys are really, really cool. Just like with the other ornaments, these are sculpted to perfection and look absolutely incredible. They are great reproductions of these characters from the MGM movie. Of course, the certificate is very simply painted on there, but that definitely doesn't bother me and doesn't distract from how nice the Coronor looks. All in all, a fabulous set. After last year's release of King of the Forest obviously was a big seller for them, they continued with their miniature ornaments, and this will be a trend that we will see from now on in the Wizard of Oz series. And the next release is the miniature Glenda and Wicked Witch. Now, the interesting thing about these ornaments is that they are just miniature versions of the Glenda and Wicked Witch ornaments that they made earlier. Which, yet again, I like the consistency. Now, when I was unboxing mine for this video, I've got some new condition issues that I've never seen before with these. So we'll first start with Glenda, and she is literally just a little version of the bigger one that was released earlier. But the thing that's happened with mine is that the wand has become unattached to the rest of the ornament, and it's just kind of loosely hanging in her hands. So you can actually take this thing out, which I didn't know was a thing. So if you want a wand, I guess that's a way of getting one. And then my Wicked Witch now has a bent broom in a different way. I think that potentially happened from just the way that she was stored in the box, and also potentially from heat, since they have been transported from Louisiana to Florida, and also went through a hurricane recently. So potential for different things happening as far as temperature changes going with ornaments and really anything that's plastic. That's definitely something to watch out for when you have your Wizard of Oz things stored. So I'll try and see what I can do with that. And if you want to add any of these ornaments to your collection, the good news for you is that all of these are still relatively easy to find on the secondary market. And they're not expensive. You can still find all of these ornaments in their original packaging and original boxes for very reasonable prices. Sometimes even under the original retail prices of them, which, that's pretty nice. While I did receive all of these ornaments as a child, I no longer have my childhood ornaments. I sold all of those off many years ago with the plans of rebuying them so that I could have their original boxes to store them a little bit better, in the hopes that things wouldn't break down, even though that's clearly happened. Oh well! Curating a collection of any size is definitely something that, well, obviously I could do a little bit better on. Let me know which Hallmark ornaments you have in your collection, and if you've had any of the same mishaps that I have with these ornaments. I'd love to know. And if you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. New videos are posted every 2 weeks on the 15th and last day of each month. And if that doesn't satisfy your appetite for Oz, follow the link in the description to ozclub.org and join the International Wizard of Oz Club. Until next time, Happy New Year!